Hi there, guys. This is Phyllis Thompson. I'm
And
going to wait. And Nicole Duchesky. We're just going to wait a moment for a few people to come on.
Don't mind us. We were struggling with Zoom and the live with the Facebook.
Absolutely, we are. I don't see how to minimize it. Okay. So, struggling with overeating and then feeling guilty about it. Eating more when you're sad, stressed, and overwhelmed. Do you eat when you're bored? Are you stress and anxiety levels making you reach for food even though you know you're not hungry?
Over the next 5 to 8 minutes-ish, we're going to help you to just become more aware of when you're eating emotionally, how to identify your unique triggers that drive you to eat, and what exactly you can do about it. And then at the end, we're going to tell you how you can get 2 free worksheets to help you put an end to this cycle. My name is Nicole Duchesky, and I am a master certified coach specializing in emotional processing. And I have helped so many women just like you boldly overcome emotional eating and have reestablish a healthy relationship with food.
And I am Phyllis Thompson, a weight loss and transformation coach, and I have helped dozens of women as well take control of what they eat, when they eat, and how they eat to reach their goals. In this video, we're going to help you figure out if you are in fact eating emotionally, how to identify your unique triggers that drive you to eat, and what you can start doing about it today.
So let's get started with exactly what emotional eating is. And simply put, it's exactly what it sounds like: eating to soothe an emotion. It's an attempt to manage your mood with food. Now, it's normal to have an emotional connection with food because we're humans. And as humans, we eat to socialize, we eat to have fun, we eat to celebrate. And yes, at some point in time, we will all eat to self-soothe. It becomes a problem when turning to food becomes your primary coping mechanism for handling your emotions, when it becomes habitual to use food to numb out. So how do you know if you are an emotional eater? To answer that, we first have to take a look at what your relationship with food is. So do you eat when you're sad or lonely, when you're angry, when you're stressed, overwhelmed? Do you eat regularly for celebration or as a reward? Do you eat on a schedule so that you don't get hungry, like preventatively? Do you eat when you know that you are just not hungry? Are you constantly thinking about food? Do you regularly overeat to the point that you're stuffed? Do you catch yourself eating and you don't even know why you're eating? Do you regularly feel guilty after you're eating? If you answered yes to a lot of these questions, then it's very possible that you are an emotional eater. Now, something I want you to keep in mind here with emotional eating, when a craving doesn't come from hunger, eating will never satisfy it. And our job in this is to recognize when we are being triggered to eat and address that non-hunger trigger. So here are 3 types of triggers. There's physical triggers such as thirst, fatigue, pain, the urge to chew or crunch on something, hormones, etc. And then there's emotional triggers such as pleasure, reward, boredom, stress, feeling overwhelmed, sadness, etc. And then there's environmental. So things like eating on a schedule, preventatively, holidays, seeing other people eat, social events, advertising, things of that nature. So when we indulge in a craving that comes from a trigger, chances are you're going to feel worse afterwards, emotionally and physically. And for a lot of us, that will cause you to beat yourself up, adding insult to injury. And the guilt and shame become yet another trigger for emotional eating, feeding what we call the eat, repent, repeat cycle. So how do you identify your unique triggers? And then what do you do once you've identified them? And this is exactly what we want to help you with, which is why we have 2 free worksheets that we want to give you for free. And these worksheets will help you to identify what is triggering you to eat and how to develop and implement a coping plan to cope with those triggers.
So if you're ready to boldly overcome emotional eating and you want these 2 free worksheets to help you identify your unique triggers and what steps you can start applying today to take control and overcome them, drop your favorite food emoji in the comments and we will personally, if I could talk, personally deliver them to you in Messenger. This is something that so many people struggle with, and it is our pleasure to give you the tools to help change this behavior that can hold you back.
Yeah, absolutely.